This is a general recording on subnetting. What we want to do is talk about subnetting in general, not the specifics, just sort of the general, why do you subnet and what does it look like? Well, let's use the analogy of a post office. You know that if you build a lot, you're going to have to go to the post office and get the address. You don't just make one up. The post office has to know where to deliver your mail. So the post office address would have my name and then the street, and let's say I own that property and it's been in the family for years. Well, 1600 Independence Avenue is a very expensive corner lot. Let's say it's 5-10 acres, and I'm paying taxes on it, and I'm tired of paying the taxes. It's eating me up, but it's been in the family for years. I don't know if I want to sell. Well, then I decide, let's just put up apartments. I'll level the place, I'll put up apartments, and I'll make a fortune with an apartment building. Well, my new address, once I've built the apartments, is going to be still 1600 Independence, but I'm going to take apartment 501, and I'll live there. Well, now we've sublet or subnet this address from the post office, and we can have a lot of apartments based on the size of the lot. The original lot and the original address kind of define how much room I have. Well, it's sort of the same thing. If I get an address from IANA for the internet, they're going to give me an address like 170, let's not use 2, well, 172.172.88.87. That's a single IP address. It's one IP. Granted, it's public, and it will work across the internet, and I have to buy this address or acquire it, and then if I want people to find me, I have to register it with a DNS service so the name will work if I want to tie it to a name. But it's still one IP address. It cannot be subnetted. It can't be sublet. It's just not big enough. It's a little quarter-acre lot, and it's suitable to build one house on. So when we're talking subnetting, it's more likely or that somebody would have a big block of addresses, and they would then, let's put a 0 there, and it becomes now a whole network. 172.172.88.0 is a whole network. It has a whole last octet of addresses. It's got 256 different addresses. That's a big enough lot that we could, in our analogy here, we could do apartments. So what we do in subnetting is if we have a great big lot and we take this address and we break it up into this dotted decimal. Let's take the last octet though and go we'll go base binary with it. So the last octet would be 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Within that space, we can carve out and make our apartment building. We can subnet. Well, being binary, every binary bit is on or off. So it could be a 0 or it could be a 1. So it's two possible labels. We're going to use these as labels. Apartment 501 is a label, and it labels the exact apartment so the mail goes to the right place. Well, here we can label using only zeros and ones. Well, if I borrowed, let's say, 3 bits, this now becomes the subnet portion. So I have cut into the amount of hosts so I can build apartments. Well, with 3 bits, that's 2 to the 3rd power addresses. That's 8 apartments I can build, or 8 subnets. Now, each of these apartments or subnets can hold this many occupants. Well, this must be quite a big apartment, because that would be 2 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 to the 5th power, which in multiples of 2 would be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. 32 tenants, 32 people in each apartment. So I now have 8 apartments with 32 people in each apartment, and each one has a unique address. This unique is such a key word here. What we're really trying to do with IP addresses is establish a unique tag, a unique name for each computer. Just like if you numbered out a computer lab, you'd start, you'd go computer 1, computer 2, computer 3. You wouldn't name another computer, computer 3. That would be confusing. Each computer gets its own unique number. And that's an IP address. It must be unique to work. My address is unique. And the post office makes sure that this is unique. Over here, IANA makes sure this is unique. So I hope that'll help you with your understanding of what we're going to do with subnetting. We're actually going to take a nice big lot, and we're going to build apartments. And it goes in the middle. You notice apartment 501 goes in between several lines in my current address, in between these lines. Over here, the subnet goes between the original network and the hosts. So in between the network and the host, we have the subnet portion of the address now. And in this case, we've had to buy the IP address and register it. On this side, we've had to go to the post office and register this address with the post office. That concludes this quick introduction